Hi guys, and welcome to the Friday night rant. I'm going to have to tuck straight in because simply I've got the sponsor drink and I've been waiting all day to try this. I've already had it before and I just can't wait to taste it again. And that is Fruity. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a strawberry beer. I had it ages ago where I used to live. They used to sell it on tap and it was £5 a pint. And I remember when I first ordered one and it was £5, I was like, Jesus Christ. But then I tasted it and I couldn't understand why. It is gorgeous, so let's give it a try. That isn't a twisty cap, by the way, it was pre-capped. Oh, I could just cancel the Friday night rant now and sit in the corner of this. Even though that's half of it gone already. Oh, good stuff. Right. First of all then, what I want to do is apologise about last week's video. And that was simply because a few of my mates came down. I've been talking to them for about 3 years now on Xbox Live. Soundest guys you could ever meet. I've met some of them before, once or twice. And one of the lads down there we haven't met before, so we decided to all have another meet up. We see each other about once a year. So they all came down for 2 days and we just had an absolute mint time just playing on N64, bit of Xbox, plenty of drinking, and it was just an absolute great weekend. Just see what it looks like at the start before it all gets messy.
I was trying to do a bad thing.
You what? They're all hiding in the corner. And another thing, not many of you will get this, but some of you will. They're all hiding in the corner. Sorry Dan, I had to do it to you mate, but you know, it had to be done. So anyway, about the video last week, for some reason, halfway up, towards the end, the video just went toasty. And the problem was, because the lads was here, I just hit upload, I couldn't pre-check the actual video or anything like that, so you'd missed the last few minutes of it, which was just me laughing about PlayStation Network really, so that's all you missed guys. First thing I wanted to talk about is I've completed Mass Effect 2 at last. Oh, such a good game. I've been making sure that games take me ages to complete. I've been just putting an hour in there or 2 hours in there. I've not sat and done a full stint on it, and god, that's such an enjoyable game. And because it's happened, I was like, right, I can now look at the Mass Effect 3 trailer. So I had a quick look. 10 seconds in, I turned it off again. I thought, no, I don't want to spoil myself actually. And then that day I found out Mass Effect's been pushed back till 2012 Q1, which is a bit of a blow really. Not a problem, because at the end of the day I prefer them to take forever and then release a great product than to actually rush it out. As long as they don't do a 3D Realms on us, I'll be absolutely fine. So, bit of a disappointer, but it doesn't matter. The only problem is though, I feel like we're only in Q2 of this year and it's Q1 of next year, so it feels like it's going to be a year away now. But, oh well, you've got to wait for some things. One thing that's got me really excited this week is Brink. And I've been looking at it for about a year now, really interested in the way it looks and the way it plays through. And what they've done something this week is what I really appreciate. And what that is every time a game's released, everyone always throws the trailers out and goes, look what this can do, look what this can do. And I'm not bothered about that. Obviously that's what sells the product, don't get me wrong, but what I actually like is what Brink's done this week, and they've kind of released some videos of showing how to actually play the game, not just how the game plays, this kind of thing. And what they've done is they've actually explained how the game's modes work, which is good, because I remember Call of Juarez did that, and it got me more interested because I was just like, ooh, what's grab the bag mean? Probably just capture the flag. But they actually went in and explained it on one of the videos, and it's good to actually be able to get the game, chuck it in and dive straight in knowing all the rules and stuff like that, because there's nothing worse than actually having a game for the first time. You get thrown in, it's really daunting because you don't know what's going on, you're just running around as a headless chicken trying to guess what this mode actually means. So it's really good that they've actually put the time and effort in and actually explained how it all works, and by them doing that it's shown a bit more what the game can do. And oh god, it's beautiful. It just sounds like they've actually thought about everything, because it was on about these like, I think they're called comm stations or something like that. It's like the equivalent of the headquarters. But both teams will start with them, and there'll be random ones within the game. If you capture it, your team will have a bit more health. So it's obviously worth capturing them. But while you've captured them, that means you can actually run up to it and change your weapon set or class, and while you're doing that it instantly gives you your ammo back as well. And the cool thing is, if you're actually going to change your weapon class, if you want to go from assault to a sniper, whatever it be, it actually tells you how many people on that team are already that kind of person, which is cool, because the thing is, everyone may always pick the best class, but if you look and go, well Christ, we've already got 6 people as that class and no one's this one, I might pick that and actually try and bring the team up a bit more. So it sounds really good what they've done. And another feature they've shown you is how you can, when you kill somebody, depending if you've got that perk or not, you can actually go up to them and nick their clothes and dress as the enemy. And the cool thing is when you're dressed as the enemy, you can do what you want, you can look around or anything, as long as you don't fire your weapon. If you do, you lose your actual enemy clothing. And the thing is, if you probably dressed as them, you're going to be in enemy territory, so you don't really want to fire your weapon, show your true colours, because you get your head kicked in. So that's a cool thing. But the other thing the woman was actually, the narrator was saying, is if you're playing and next minute one of your team members come up and they're not firing their weapon, the chances are they're the spy for the other team. So then you have to turn around and go, shall I shoot my teammate? So it sounds like a very cool game, and it sounds quite balanced, and they've really thought about everything. And that's like, to me, when you actually play Call of Duty and then you play next Call of Duty, the graphics get better and the perks change and the HUD changes, but the actual game dynamics are always the same, and that's what's put me off COD. But when I first got onto Battlefield, I was just shocked. I was like, you know what, they've really thought about this. I love how we can spawn in with our teammates, and it just felt like a completely different game. Both first person shooters, but they just feel like 2 different games. And I think that's what Brink's done. It's looked around and gone, well, look, this is what's available at the moment. What do we like? We'll have a bit of that, we'll put some of this in, we'll listen to what people have done off the beta test, we'll stick all this in, and they sound like they've spent all that time and effort to actually release something absolutely gold. Also on top of that, I've pre-ordered my copy for £40. This only goes for the UK people. But Joe has just told me that Granger Games is selling it for £30 delivered for free. So I will drop the link at the bottom if I remember, and get your pre-order copy from there instead. So moving on to all you PlayStation users, it looks like the light at the end of the tunnel is starting to glimmer. You should be expected to be on it this week by the signs of things. They're actually in the final stages of actually testing the network, and then it should be up and running. So I know that's probably been a very painful time for you, but you're nearly there. And one thing I wanted to actually talk about was, fair enough, PlayStation Network got hacked, and that is bad, that's terrible. But the thing is, if somebody wants to hack something, they'll bloody hack it. I'm not saying that Microsoft's got better technology or anything like that, because that's just stupid me saying that, I couldn't tell. But the thing is, we could get hit. Well, I say we, me, Microsoft. Microsoft users can be as easily hit by an attack like this. Obviously, probably everyone's defences are going to go up a notch now after this attack. But nonetheless, it could happen to anybody. So one thing I just wanted to say is, to try and stop it happening again to anybody, is just stop giving the credit card details out, because the thing is, you can always buy things with points. So what I'm going to start doing from now on is, if I want to buy a game, I'm going to go on to Play or eBay or Game Anywhere, and I'm going to buy the points off them with my credit card, and then put the points into the Xbox and buy my games that way. So it's just a word of advice to try and protect us as gamers. Buy your points from a separate place and then pump them into the network. So that's just a word of advice. And with that, I just wanted to talk about developers. And this isn't just strictly for games. What I want to talk about is, first of all, my friend's just released a Android app.
Hey you there. Yes, you. How would you like to know how much you're being paid to have a crap while you're at work? Well, now you can, with Paid to Poop.
Do you like that shameless plug? It's a good, wasn't it? Well, if you do want to download Paid to Poop, and I will really appreciate it if you do. If you're on an Android phone, take the barcode here, or just press pause, scan it, and then you'll be at the marketplace, and give it a go. And I appreciate it. But nonetheless, I wanted to talk about this kind of Android, Apple, everything kind of development. And what it is I can't understand that when my friend released this app, he had to pay $25 to Google to become a developer, which to me, £25 is not too bad. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to put some time and effort into making an application, 25 quid's not really going to be a problem. But the thing is, I can't understand, like, people like Apple will charge $100, and I don't know if that's per year. I think it is per year, whereas Android is for a lifetime. And on top of it, I remember about 2 years ago when I found out that, I think it's XNN, I can't quite remember, but I found out that Microsoft gives you the development tools to make like indie games and stuff like that, and I thought, you know what, I know a bit about programming, know nothing about game programming, so I was going to get a load of books, sit and study for a year or two and try and start making some games. When I actually went to do it, I downloaded all the applications, got it all working, but to actually tie my laptop in with my Xbox to actually test the games, Microsoft wanted me to download something on the Xbox. I was like, right, fine, straight through the dashboard, downloaded it, and to actually run it, they wanted something like, I can't remember, it was about £100 to actually pay for this application that was on the Xbox, just so they could talk to each other. And I thought, well, straight away, no, I'm not going to pay £100, because who's to say if I actually made a game, it would be that successful and I probably won't get my £100 back. I wanted to do it just because of my passion of programming and gaming. And I can't understand why companies would actually turn around, and it's like a deterrent to people saying, right, we want a load of money off you and you might not even get it back, which is terrible, whereas Android are good at like £25 forever. And look how much thriving community is now in the marketplace for Android, because they've given all the applications, there you go, you haven't got paid much, and loads of people are making apps now for fun. Whereas I was even going to contemplate making one for Apple ages ago, and when I looked at £100 price tag, I thought, no, I'm not even entertaining it. And I was just thinking, with Microsoft doing that as well, that kind of stamps on a lot of people's dreams, and some people are creative in their own mind. So you can get these games that are produced by reasonably sized teams and they come out really nice, but it just takes that one individual who's got that spark in his head and he's got a really original idea, and we could all love that game, but they could have turned around and gone, £100, I'm not paying that, and then that's it, that's that game we never got to play because it was too much to pay. And I think that companies that will make profit off of the game, even if it's sold, and that's the thing I can't understand, because if the game was launched, if it was good enough to be launched, Microsoft's going to make a shitload of commission off it in the first place. So why are they trying to take money off you, which is a deterrent, and then take money off you again? They should just either make it free or do what Google have done and just say $25 forever. And I think that would encourage more people to play. It wouldn't mean we'll get loads of crap on the dashboard, because at the end of the day, they've still got to test it and only the good ones get through. But it just means there's going to be a bigger selection of games for them to pick from, and I think some of them could be really good, so I just think they should drop the price on it, really. And the last thing I want to talk about is applications for our consoles. So Wii's got BBC Player, PlayStation has got a internet browser, which really annoys me as a Microsoft user. I know the Wii has as well, but nonetheless, I can't understand why Microsoft haven't given us one yet. But anyway, and we've obviously got Facebook, Twitter, and I appreciate them, good. We can rent movies through it, we can watch Sky through it, it's all good, but it kind of feels like nothing new's coming along. It's just like you can watch your telly through it, and you can rent stuff through it, and you can check social networks for it, and that's about it. So if you had the choice, what would you like to see? Would you like to see an eBay app or something like that? So I'd be interested to see what kind of apps you would like on your console, that you could launch up and actually just use. I know if you've got a browser, you can actually go on the internet and look for most things, but apps are sexier, come on, it's nice to actually press an app and it's actually dedicated to that particular thing you want to look at. So what would you like to see as an app on your console? And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.